The Carol Howard case raised serious concerns around the Metropolitan Police's treatment of female black and Asian and gay officers. An employment tribunal found she was the victim of sex and race discrimination and ruled she'd been singled out because she'd complained. Her plight triggered a 2-year investigation by the Equality and Human Rights Commission, and while it couldn't prove claims of unlawful victimisation, it did find there was a culture of fear.
There is a clear expectation amongst staff and officers that if you make a complaint of discrimination, you will be victimised.
You're talking about in the report about officers having an expectation of victimisation. Well, of course they do, because the people who actually do the victimisation are never held accountable and never disciplined. The 5 officers in Carol Howard's case, not a single one of those officers has actually faced a misconduct panel 2 years later.
He and his client are not the only ones unhappy with this report. The Met is too. The Commission's reference to the force's painful history around discrimination has rankled senior officers. Channel 4 News has learnt that a new discrimination investigations unit is being set up to deal with internal grievances.
If you're a manager or an individual out in the organisation who gets one of these quite difficult and complex cases, one of the challenges we've had in the past is these things get forced through the organisation, and by the time they arrive on a desk like mine or someone else, people have hardened up, taken positions.
In fact, the Commission found there was a general reluctance to admit mistakes or apologise. According to those representing minority officers, it means it's impossible to get an accurate picture of the scale of discrimination inside the largest force in the country.
People that want to complain about discrimination are suffering in silence. People will only come to make the complaint at the very last, nth degree, where, they're literally on the edge of a cliff, basically with the mental impact, with the stress of actually trying to deal with this.
I hope that my case will now forever be in history for assisting in change in the Metropolitan Police.
Carol Howard's days in uniform may be over, but her case still resonates. Within a few days, the Met, for the first time, will have more than 4,000 ethnic minority officers in its ranks. And so it's becoming more important than ever to ensure fair treatment at work.